Coral reefs are the rainforest of the seas, a haven for one of the most diverse ecosystems on Earth. It provides habitat to schools of fish and a wide variety of other marine organisms. It also protects coastal communities against wave erosion. Accounting for the third largest reef area in the world, at 27,000 square kilometers, the Philippines has been found to support 488 species of hard corals and 1,727 species of reef fish. Coral reefs also provide products and services which enable people to generate income for their daily upkeep. It has been estimated that the annual net benefit for the country of its coral reefs amounted to $2.2 million for tourism, $22.9 million in coral reef fisheries, and $46.3 million in shoreline protection. However, these corals are under threat of extensive habitat destruction from natural calamities. The wrath of Typhoon Haiyan may be the tipping point of all these destructions, producing strong waves that demolished large coral heads and scatter fragments in the coastal town of Pandan Antique.
Actually, right now, we're in the process of assessment. I think with the help of DOST, it's a time we're going to find out what are the damages.
Maraming nasira talaga mga corals dyan. Saka maraming isdang na medyo na wala.
I was informed by some local folks, although we were not able to survey the whole of area of Pandan, but from the initial divers, I said around 80%.
Taking cognizance of the importance of coral reefs to the economy, the government initiated an active reef restoration program called Philippinovation Coral Restoration Program, a science-based approach in restoring damaged reef areas through a public-private academe partnership. As a follow-through activity and in response to the need to assist coastal communities recover from the damages brought by Typhoon Haiyan, the Restoring Coral Reefs in Pandan Antique for improved fisheries productivity will be implemented through DOST Picard funding support. The objective is to restore damaged reefs through coral transplantation and coral nursery establishment in Pandan Antique and other municipalities affected by Typhoon Haiyan to help hasten its recovery so that fishing in the spillover zones or outside of the reef areas can be done again. The restoration of coral reefs is done through asexual reproduction, which involves gathering of coral fragments detached by natural process, also known as corals of opportunities, and can be attached back to natural reefs or brought to coral nurseries in case there is a surplus of supply. Based on various studies, it was observed that the use of dislodged coral fragments have the capacity to restart new colonies elsewhere when artificially attached to stable substrates, as compared to waiting for new recruits to regrow. It seeks not only to address food security, but also to improve the competitiveness of tourism in the province of Antique.
If the reefs are healthy, if there are enough corals, then all the fish will come back. We have small reef fish again. The big fish are coming back. This would be a step to help the next generation to have some food.
We believe that if coral reefs are restored into its pristine being from before, then it will become rich ground for scuba divers, and it would earn more business for us also.
And also if the tourists are coming, the whole barangay or community has a profit of it, because they are staying here, they are eating here, they are making excursions, so it's a positive side for everyone.
Even before Haiyan, The project has been pilot tested in Aninii, Antique. Consultative dialogues between the local officers and potential partners, including the private sector, were made.
Nag-organisa kami ng tinatawag na Municipal Coastal Resource Management o MPARMC para maisagawa at masiayos ang restoration ng coral reef dito sa Logas Island. Dahil naging biktima ito ng ma-ground rito ang isang barko ng Sulpicio Line.
With the help of Bantay Dagat, the Philippine National Police, and the 3rd Infantry Division of the Philippine Army, acquisition of equipment and trainings on scuba diving and coral were undertaken.
We were required to plant at least 20,000 corals under the program of the DOST, LGU, and of course the Philippine Army. But we managed to plant a little above 30,000 corals, and that's a good thing for us that we were able to contribute in the environmental management and protection.
Ang mangingisda, iniiwasan nila yung paggamit ng illegal na fishing, saka pag-area ng angkla sa corals kasi once na matamaan yung corals, masisira. At saka yung bantay dagat rin, sila rin mismo nagpoprotekta.
The young ones, the old ones, everybody should be involved in this program. They should understand the importance of protecting our environment.
2 areas had been identified and assessed. The restoration site, which requires at least 30% of coral cover, and the donor site, wherein corals of opportunities or transplantation materials will come from. The municipality of Aninii has the highest number of transplanted coral fragments, not only among the 12 project sites under the Philippinovation program, but throughout the country as well.
Another important thing is food production. If we're able to restore the area, certainly the fishes, which used to be really abundant in the area, would come back. And this will be beneficial, especially the fisher folks in the area.
Pag may nakikita kaming nangunguha ng mga coral, ng mga dayuhan, binabalaan din po namin na bawal. Para pag hindi naman natin po alam na pagdating ng panahon, yung mga anak din namin ang kinabang.
The coral reefs of Barbaza, in the northern part of Antique, are healthy and bountiful of marine life. But even these corals are not safe from illegal fishing and destruction caused by man's greed. One of the key points to successful preservation is the good and effective enforcement of maritime and coastal laws, as well as a sustainable management of marine protected areas. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources is implementing the Sustainable Coral Reef Ecosystem Management Program, or SCREMP, a national program on the protection and rehabilitation of coral reef ecosystems through a strategic, sustainable, and ecosystem-based approach. In partnership with the local government units, the DNR's target by the end of 2016 is to rehabilitate and protect, through SCREMP, the coral reefs in marine protected areas that are classified as poor in condition, and significantly improve the various conditions of coral reefs inside and outside of protected areas.
Yung coral reefs namin dito, tinatawag namin Batabat Coral Reefs, no? At saka kinoconsider namin core zone, no? Or no fishing zone area, no? Pinoprotektahan talaga.
Yan yung nagtutulong sa amin sa hanap buhay. Siyempre maraming corals, maraming isda din. Kaya yung ginagamit namin na panghuli, yung sima lang. Siyempre nabantayan din namin na hindi masira ng ibang tao.
Our environment and its ecosystem supports human life and supply basic elements that our country needs. Essential materials not only for human consumption, but also for the livelihood of millions of our fisher folks. The environment is threatened by the times, by the way we live, by the cycle of overconsumption, destruction, and waste. But let this be a challenge to harness science and involve our citizens in recovering and managing our marine ecosystems for the benefit of our generation and the generations to come.